How valuable to you is Google? How often do you Google something to find out anything? What does it cost you? Zero. Please, nothing is free. I'm thinking people are foolish if you believe you can go onto the internet, sign on to a social media site, and expect to have privacy. That's ridiculous. How do these companies make money? Seriously, Google makes money by knowing where you are, what you're buying, who you're with, who your contacts are, who you last talked to, where you're eating your dinner. This is how everybody makes money. And to think that you're going to get these free services, seriously, if you want to use free services and you're paying nothing for them, why then are you upset that they're taking the data that you input and selling it? I mean, to expect privacy in this world where hackers can see anything, the government can see anything, that our telephones, our smartphones are designed to spy on us. They have application interfaces that let them access your location, your contacts, who you're calling, what you're buying. Why? Because marketers pay a lot of money for that. You know, once you log on to the internet, your privacy is gone. So you have a choice. Keep your privacy or go, okay, well, I'm going to be very careful about what I input. You know, people ask me for my phone number, I just don't give it to them. You know, certain information you do not get. And if I cannot get onto your site, then I'll go somewhere else. Why do we accept smartphones that have the capacity to find my location, turn on my camera, turn on my microphone, look at my contacts, see who I last called, find out what I'm buying on Amazon or what have you? Why do we accept that? Because this makes our life easy. I expect everything that I put into the internet to be taken away. If you put it on the internet, someone's going to get it. It's a fact of life. There's no way to prevent it. So what you put into it, you better expect the world to know. So I don't know, I use disinformation. You know, for example, I bought a house, a new place in a foreign country, and I said it was in Dominica. Put photographs in. Oh no, I've never been to Dominica, and I do not have a house there. However, those people who are trying to find me or looking for me, I mean, you know, you have to figure it out yourself. Protect yourself by any means possible. Disinformation, no information, limited information. But whatever you put into the internet, it's gone, man. People are going to be looking at it and reading it and watching you.
Everything you do on an unsecured network is at risk. Your passwords, credit card info, and even sensitive work documents could be exposed to prying eyes. Now more than ever, is it important to protect your data online? Think about public Wi-Fi. You're at a cafe or in an airport or even at the gym, and you're connecting to free Wi-Fi without a second thought. That free Wi-Fi is often a hacker's playground. With just a few clicks, someone can intercept your connection, steal your information, and even track your browsing habits. That's where Private Internet Access, or PIA, comes in. With Private Internet Access, you can safeguard all your online activities with military-grade encryption, protecting you from hackers, governments, and even your internet provider. Plus, they have a strict no-logs policy, which means they don't track or store any of your browsing history, so your privacy stays private. One click, and you're protected. No complicated setup required. That's why we use Private Internet Access. Get 83% off and 4 months free using our link for a limited time. You can click the link in the description to try it out today.
Would any government allow Google, Facebook, Twitter, that has massive amounts of information on everybody, not just in America, but in the world? Do you think they would allow that just to freely go on its way? Of course not. Please, Lord. This is how governments work. You think I'm paranoid? Governments are paranoid. They're all terrified of losing power. 2.5 years ago, someone took 21 million records from the United States First Office of Personnel Management. That means everybody with top secret clearances. Everybody who has ever worked for the U.S. government for the past 50 years. Good God Almighty. Do you realize what a major coup that would have been in a war? An act of espionage of the scale of which has never been attempted. And it's, some random person in Russia or China probably wandered in and just took it. It's so easy to do. A cyber war would be a very inexpensive war. I mean, Korea has 2,100 hackers. It's a group of government hackers with the capacity to literally take down any country in the world, including the US, by any number of ways, hacking into our power grid, shunting the electricity in such a way that all of our transformers burn out across America. Now, we have no electricity. How do you repair it? I don't know. All of our repair tools are electrically operated. Everything goes south. We don't have any electricity to run the plants to create the food and can them and ship them so that we can eat. We don't have the electricity to create fuel from raw oil. We have nothing to run our cars on. We have no lights. We have no heat. Hospitals are down. We have no emergency services. Think about it. Now, there's no nuclear war that could ever achieve that. There would always be pockets of we would still have something. But no, if hackers really wanted to attack America, a couple of thousand could bring us down financially. Why don't they? Well, we probably have the ability to do the same thing to them. But no, this is, we have let things get out of control, and we've done it because we are lazy.
Last week, 2 weeks ago, everybody's curious to know what's going on with Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, all of these other things. And I know you yourself, having been on the other side when you're running a software and you're kind of trying to protect us. And in a space like that, when you were running it, McAfee was known as probably number one because it was ran by people who were extremely paranoid, which is what you would want. So when you see that today and you see what's going on with Facebook, what are you thinking about?
Well, I'm thinking people are foolish if you believe you can go onto the internet, sign on to a social media site, and expect to have privacy. That's ridiculous. How do these companies make money? Seriously, Google makes money by knowing where you are, what you're buying, who you're with, who your contacts are, who you last talked to, where you're eating your dinner. This is how everybody makes money. And to think that you're going to get these free services, seriously, how valuable to you is Google? How often do you Google something to find out anything? Where the next clothing store is, what's on the movies, something to help your children with their homework. Constantly. Invaluable. What does it cost you?
Zero.
Please, nothing is free. Nothing is free. I mean, my parents told me that. I told my children that. What you are paying is your privacy. Please. So to be shocked that Facebook is selling your data or allowing people to have access to it, I'm sorry, that's just foolish. It's utterly foolish. So if you want to use free services and you're paying nothing for them, why then are you upset that they're taking the data that you input and selling it? I mean, to expect privacy in this world where hackers can see anything, the government can see anything, that our telephones, our smartphones are designed to spy on us. That's their design.
They're designed.
Pardon?
They're designed to spy on us.
Of course they are, because how again do they make money? They have application interfaces that let them access your location, your contacts, who you're calling, what you're buying. Why? Because marketers pay a lot of money for that. Now, that's okay if in fact all you get from that is someone trying to sell you shoes. But when hackers use those same facilities, or the government, then we lose our privacy. We have people watching us because these operating systems are designed to find out as much about you as possible.
Did you watch the congressional hearing?
No, it would be nonsense. Mark Zuckerberg's got nothing to do with this. It's ourselves. We want everything and we expect everything. Well, the world doesn't work that way.
Interesting, different point of view you're taking it from.
I don't think it's a different. I think that most technologists would agree with me that, once you log onto the internet, your privacy is gone. So you have a choice. Keep your privacy or go, okay, well, I'm going to be very careful about what I input. People ask me for my phone number. I just don't give it to them. Certain information you do not get. And if I cannot get onto your site, then I'll go somewhere else.
So are you pretty active on all social media sites right now, or mainly just Twitter? Are you active on all social media sites, or mainly Twitter?
I have a Facebook account I'm not too active on. I have a YouTube channel, but mostly it's Twitter.
Mostly it's Twitter. Okay. So whatever Mark Zuckerberg said or doesn't, you know the information is going to be used, you know, for whatever organization is going to contact you. So that's the consumer needs to know that if you're going to do it, if you don't want to do it, get off and don't share your stuff with people that they can't use against you.
Right. Don't get on social media sites, but they are valuable. So me, I don't expect privacy. I was not at all surprised that Facebook.
You don't expect privacy.
Of course I don't. I mean, if I want privacy, I have to take care of it. I have to be careful about what I input. I have to be careful about what media sites I'm on, what machine I'm using to access those sites. If you input your name and your address, your age, you better expect everybody in the world to have access to that. Whatever you put down on any media site, you must expect the entire world to see that. I wouldn't say people should be paranoid. People should be cautious. People should be aware. You need to be aware of the threats. You need to be aware that when you log on to the internet, your expectation of privacy is absurd. You're logged on to a system where there are 2 billion computers attached. You know, 1 billion people who are interfacing and communicating and watching. You know, 1 million hackers trying to steal money from you or information or to find something that they can blackmail you with. This is the world that you enter when you log on to the internet. And if you enter that world thinking, I'm perfectly safe, the world will take care of me, well, who the hell is going to take care of you? I mean, it's Zuckerberg can't, Facebook can't, Twitter can't, Google can't. I mean, Twitter, if you go onto Twitter, there are probably 200 John McAfees, all with my picture and everything else. They're all fake. And this is in the news a couple of weeks ago. Twitter has tried to stop this and cannot. Too many people are doing it. They stop one thing and they come into another avenue. They come in with a different ID, but the same photos.
How do you feel about it?
Well,
no feelings, no emotions, or it's just you either accept it or it is what it is?
It is what it is, you know. It cannot be fixed. You just live with it.
So you think we're going in the direction of living a naked life, which means, you know, I can, you know, nowadays I can go online within a 5-minute period. I can find out if you're a Democrat, Republican, what sports team you like, married, kids, how many kids, age, you know, issues, frustrations. You can pretty much find out if somebody goes on there, spends 5 minutes. Do you think we're going in the direction where we are accepting our privacy being taken away from us?
I expect mine to be taken away. I expect everything that I put into the internet to be taken away. If you put it on the internet, someone's going to get it. It's a fact of life. There's no way to prevent it. So what you put into it, you better expect the world to know.